yesterday's session, we had you know, I can say, wait a while, there is some, what happens? Okay, I can make it. Wait a while, just in a minute, we'll start. Yeah. Very good evening. Sorry, good morning. Welcome back to the session. So in yesterday's session, we discussed about what is user and user group, right? So I hope that is very clear how we need to create a user in a Azure Entra ID, how we can give the permissions, right? So we have a role-based access. We can give to the individuals what kind of permissions that we can give, right? If you want to give an administration permission, so there is an administrator, you have to give the administrator like global administrator. If you want to give a reader permissions, you can give a reader permissions. Similarly, if you want to play a SOC expert role or SOC role, so there are some few permissions that we have as a Sentinel administrator, Sentinel reader, Sentinel playbook manager, and a Sentinel attribute editor. So there are some different names that we have. We will use that during the course of Sentinel installation. Okay. So now let's have a session. So let's have a fun on what is resource. So as I said yesterday, so we have users and the respective users. If we are the subject, we must have an object to play, right? We must and should have an object to play. Let's say I wanna become, a racer. If I wanna become racer, I need a resource like a bike or a car so that I can practice on that. I can use that particular application or that particular thing. Then I will become the racer. Similarly, if whatever you want to use in a digital environment, you require some resources where a subject, I mean a user, will use those services to achieve the requirements, Okay. So now it is a time to understand what is a resource, what can be a resource in our Azure systems. Okay, let's say we have Azure portal. What? I have not shared anything so far. Don't worry. Now, yeah, I shared. I think, right?
Yes, we can able to see your screen now.
Yeah. So, right. So now you can understand. Sorry. There are some participants are in switch. I mean, yes. So now there are some sort of systems we have in Azure portal. Let's say this is your an Azure portal. Under the Azure portal, what are the services that we can utilize? As I said, in the Azure portal, we have majorly, we can use the Azure portal for basically 3 different services. One is IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS services. So as I said, IaaS is an infrastructure like a hardware. PaaS is along with the platform. SaaS is the entire solution. Okay. So now let us say, what is IaaS? In the name of IaaS, what we can get? In the Azure, we can get in the name of IaaS, let's say, we will get VMs, virtual machines. Yes, you can create virtual machines like you can create a virtual server, virtual desktop, right? And a virtual, you can say a Kubernetes. You can say kubes. We can create Kubernetes containers so that by using these particular infrastructure, we can set up our or we can use our services. Let's say I want to use a like system. I want to use it as a desktop service. Yes, you can. You want to create a Kubernetes, you can create a kubes. Yes, you can create a Kubernetes activity. If you want to create a container so that you want to run an application and that container can be elastically grownable, so that is possible by using an IaaS. And there is a pass, like I want to set up a database. I want to set up a database. Yes, it is possible. There are more than 40 plus different databases are available in your Azure portal. Like I will take MS SQL, PostgreSQL, MySQL, MySQL, NoSQL, MongoDB. So these are some examples. ArialDB. So these are some examples for your database. Now, if you want a storage, yes, it is possible. Storage comes under where? IaaS. If you want a SAN service, you can get it. Now let's say, no, sir, I want something like SaaS services. That is, I want an application. Yes, you have an applications like whatever the application you want. Let's say you want to set up a any IAM solution or any such kind of PAM solutions. Let's say you want to set up some example. I will take a Splunk solution. Yes, it is possible. You can purchase it. Let's say example Sentinel itself, it is a SaaS solution, right? You can use those such kind of stuff. So you are getting sorry, you are getting IaaS infrastructure as a service. If you don't want infrastructure directly, I want a platform itself. Yes, you will get a platform as a service. No, sir, I want a software as a service. Yes, I will have a software as a service. Now, as I'm talking all these things, we must and should have some sort of resources. Then only we need to, what we need to do? We need to segregate these resources, right? So, like yesterday, we create a user and user group. Similarly, every user has a user group. Similarly, for every user group or a user will have a resources, right? So let's say, as I said yesterday, if we have a HR group, HR user group, or HR user group, so this will have, let's say, if you have a HR environment, they may have their work area, right? And they will have their laptops or systems or such kind of stuff, right? So they will have their systems. So when I come to this is this is HR complex or HR vertical. So when I come to this area, what we used to call it as, this is an HR vertical. We used to say, right? And these systems are under the control of whom? Under the control of HR people. Let's say this is Guna. Let's say this is Naga. Let's say this is Pradeep. Let's say this is Lepke, right? And let's say there's a lead who is a Laksh. Okay. Now you can see here, when I call this area, it is a HR vertical and Guna, Lepke, Naga, Pradeep, Laksh, who they are? HR, members, or we call it as users. These are the HR users who uses this area. So this, when we are start talking the physical area, this is HR vertical. This is known as resource group. And the computers which are there, these are the resources. Or this, cupboards, all those is call it as resources allotted to HR users. Now, when I start talking, how they become HR users? Because they all are together HR group. That's why they are called as HR users. Otherwise, they are common user. If they are coming to the one area, we never say that is common users. We call it as users, simply users. But As we made these people into this area, that's why the people are called as HR users, and individual is a user, right? So now we created user and user group. Similarly, for every user and user group, we can create resource groups and resources, right? So, so now when you see the Azure hierarchy, so the first is subscription. Guys, it's very important. It's most important. We must know the, you know, terminology in your every area. When you start working on any area, you first starts from like this. Like this is a subscription. Then under the subscription, we have two areas. One is Entra ID. Under this, we can create users and user groups. And in the Azure main area, there is a one this there is no special name for this, but under this we have resource groups and resources. Okay, so first we'll create resource group. Under this, we'll create resources. Let's start. As we created this, we need to start this area. Okay, it is very simple, and we'll have a very small session for the day. Don't worry. Okay. So now let's go and have Azure portal. Now, when we are creating these particular resources, it will ask you where you want to create. Where you want to create. Now, the biggest question is where I want to create this particular resource group. Now, when you see where you want to create, that means as this is the physical services, so we must and should know the location where we want to place. So Azure Cloud is having in locations of more than 55 locations across the world. Okay, and as per the data security compliances, so every country wants their services at their premises only. If you wanna work for, let's say, Saudi Arabia, SAB or KSA, we call it as you know uh, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, KSA. So they want their data should be at their premises. You cannot go and start create their services in India or you can say US. They will not allow us. So Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, if you are placing, so the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia always claims they want servers at they want to be placed their resources at and resource groups at their location only. Then we need to specify the location where you want to set up your data services. Okay, it is most important, right? So now let's have the word. So we can create resource group for every user group. So how we can define now, to simplify, it is not a mandatory, but to simplify, I do create resource group underscore RG name, anything underscore RG, and user group I'll create anything underscore user group UG. So let's say if I want to create a service for operations, how I do create? So first I'll create a operations user group, right? Operations UG. So that I come to know, yes, it is operations UG. Let's say marketing UG, MKT hyphen UG. Let's say I want what? Let's say some XYZ UG. Some groups, let's say in an organization, of course, there used to be very variety people, like a financial UG, fin UG. So this will give given as a financial UG. So now financial UG requires a resource group and resources, right? Similarly, I'll create the respective fin RG, that is financial resource group, MKT RG, MKT RG, which is marketing resource group. Operations RG. OPS RG. Similarly, if I create Sentinel UG, so what kind of resource group I can create? What kind of create? What I can create? Can anyone guys? Can anyone answer? What can I create for resource group for the Sentinel? Sentinel RG, right? If I create SOC UG, so SOC user group. So what will be my resource group? SOC RG. So now here I can create my resources. What kind of resources that I want? Here I will create users. User 1, user 2. Here VM1, VM2. Now I can allot user 1 permissions to VM1 and VM2, or user 2 I want to give it to only VM1. That is possible, right? So there is another user who is user 3. So the user 3 I have only read-only permission on these two. He cannot modify anything. Can I do? Yes, you can do. By using which services? By using identity and access permissions. So we have, in between we have what? IAM for our access management. We call it as role-based access control, RBAC. So permissions can be given by which service? Anyone can answer. Gayatri, can you please answer?
Yes,
What services? Yeah. By using?
yes, sir.
Yeah. Which services is responsible for providing roles? It is IAM, okay? IAM, Identity and Access Management. We call it as, service name is called RBAC, Role-Based Access Control. Okay, what we call it as? Role-Based Access Control. Okay. So now, once this user 3 is trying to connect user VM1 or VM2 with a read permissions, so can he execute anything or modify anything? Varlakshmi, what do you say? Pradeep, what do you say?
No.
Right. So you cannot modify anything on the VM. You can only read it. Right. Now let's start and create the resource groups. So we have created yesterday the user group. Similarly to the user group, we will create the respective resource group. Now I'll go to first enter ID. What are the resource group we have created? Just let us see. In the groups, if I see, there are total 2 groups are available, right? So I can see I have created SOC admin group, SOC analyst group. Okay. So what I need to create? SOC admin resource group. I'll create only SOC RG because both are same, right? Both are SOC. So I will create SOC RG resource group. How can I need to create? So for that, what I'll do, I'll simply go to the search area because this is the one of the easiest place where I can search anything. So as I said, what I required? Resource groups, right? So I'll simply write resource groups. See, I got anything? Yes, resource. See, you can see resource groups. See, there's an option here. Resource groups. Resource groups. Just click on it. Resource group is one of the resource manager. So if you see, I have so many resource group already created. So what I'll do, I'll delete simply all. But can I delete directly by selecting? No, you cannot delete. See, there is no option, right? So how can I create? How can I delete? I can only delete. Go inside, then only I can delete the group. See, delete the resource group. I cannot just by staying outside, I cannot delete any group. First, number one, can you delete any resource group from the outside? No. You can only delete by going inside. See, by selecting this, there is no option to delete. See, there is no, even I put right click or do anything, you can't get anything. But when you go inside, you will have a option called delete resource group. So I can delete resource group. And also it is not directly delete. It will ask you to confirm the group name, then only it will get deleted. So I am not teaching you how to create first. I am teaching you how to delete. Why? Because you must know deletion means you are deleting the entire resources, which is one of the biggest thing. Means you are confirming. That's why Azure is confirming multiple times. Once you are going inside, there is no accidental chances. You cannot say it was deleted accidentally. So now here, first on the top, you cannot have an option to delete first so that there is no accident happens. Now, when you are going inside, let's say I'm going inside like this. Now, when I'm deleting, you can see when I'm deleting, it is asking me the confirmation of the group name. That means you are watching that group very clearly. Then only you can write SOC-RG, right? So in the small, it will not work. SOC-RG. See. Now, then you need to click on the delete, then only it will get deleted. See, deletion of resource group and its dependent resource group will permanently deleted. You cannot be reverted. So it is giving this much validation because you cannot say tomorrow it was done accidentally. You cannot claim because it is not accidental anymore. They have been taking so many validation to confirm whether you want to go for a delete or not. Okay. You cannot tell to your team saying that, sir, mistaken. It was a mistake. No, it's not a mistake. It is no more a mistake because of these many validations. You can say only it is a act. It is an intentional. There is no mistaken. Okay. So that's why I'm telling you guys. So resource group will never get deleted on its own or in an accidental fashion because it requires so many validations to get deleted. Okay. Now, when you have when you are deleting this, now that similar way you need to even create, right? How do I create? So it is very simple as the deletion. So the way you delete, similar way you can also create. Creation also, it's not that easy because creation is also, there is lot many validations come into the picture because you are giving a resources to your team. That means you are actually paying the money. So whenever you are creating users, it will not charge a single rupee. Right? If you want to see, I will show you. See, you go to home, you go to subscription, you see my subscription price is still 0. You can see current cost is still 0. Wait a while, you can get a, see, it is still 0. Why? Yesterday I created users, I created external users, internal users, so many users, but still it is 0. Why? Because user group and user creation doesn't cost you. It is free of cost. It will not ask you any money for user creations. You can create 100 users, 1000 users, 1 lakh user, 1 crore user. It doesn't matter for Azure. Right? It doesn't matter for Azure. And that particular portal will never disturb you with respect to Azure user creation. But as soon as you start creating and using the creation of services also, or resource group also, it will not say anything. But as soon as you started using that, they will charge you. That's why pay as you go. What is the model name? Pay as you go model name. So Azure plan is what? This is pay as you go. So when you use, then only it will start charge you. Now I will going to create the resource groups. How I create resource group? I need to click on resource group. Already it is there. So I am going to the create resource group. So what kind of resource group that I want to create first? See, once I come to resource group, there's an option here, create. See, once I have an option, I come here, create. Now, resource group name. Resource group name. Now, let's say we have created there SOC, right? So I'm creating SOC RG here. SOC underscore RG. So it will not work the space anywhere, right? If you give the space, it will show error. See. It must and should have alphanumeric or underscore or parenthesis hyphen, whatever the thing, but except space. Okay. Even this is also valid. SOC hyphen RG hyphen SOC underscore RG. It's up to you. Okay. Now where this particular resource that you want to create. Now it is the most important. As I said, every organization wants their data privacy and they want to place their data into their environment, not on the other's country. So you can specify the region here so that people can integrate the services at their environment only. Okay. So the region of data is specifying here. Okay. So it is most important for maintaining a data privacy compliance. See, you cannot say, right, so I'm very sorry, I cannot provide your services at your environment. If you wish anything, you come to my environment because I am the organization owner. So you have to come to my. That's why you are specifying the region where you want to use this particular services. So if you want to set up any region, so you have to specify the resource group and specify the region. Let's say I want to use it on a central India. See, there's a central India. I can use it. So my SOC will be set up at where? Central India. Next, you want to give any tags? So it's not mandatory. So I'm going next. So reviewing, it is under review. Now create. As soon as you click create, it gets created. Wait, see, it is getting created. It's created. See, SOCRG is created. Is it there? SOCRG. No, right? Refresh it. You can see. Maybe on the next page you may find. See, SOCRG is ready. Now, under this SOCRG, I can create the any resources. Like if I want to create a virtual machine, I'll go and click on create now. This is my resource group. Right now, I can create whatever I want. Let's say I want to create a, see, now it is asking me to go what you want. See what I want. It is asking me, you want to set up a Windows virtual machine, Windows desktop machine, Ubuntu server machine, SQL server, Red Hat server, Studio. See, there are 200 plus services. 200 plus services are there in the market. So right now, these are the very famous. You can go and click here, marketplace. See, when I click marketplace, you even get the same page and you click all. So you will have a big size. Now it is showing very small size, right? Because in your central India, there are only these services might be there. Or in your right now, you can search for this. Let's say I want a PostgreSQL. I type Postgre. See, it will give the list. See, PostgreSQL. These many services are there, right? So similarly, if I select all marketplace, I will type again marketplace. So now this one come, right? You can see the categories here: IT and management tools, machine learning, analytics. See, these are the number of count that you have. Databases 1465. You can see with respect to no SQL DB, there are 217 services are there. Rational DBs, you have 444 rational DBs are there. All databases 1440, means that there are total 1466 different databases that we have. There may be same name with a different models and versions. So you can see data warehouses, MongoDB, ClickHouse, Pinom, right? So you can say blockchain model databases, rational databases, NoSQL databases. So these are some of the very important stuff, right? So these are some of the services. Let's say I want only web related or storage related, container related. See, when you click on the containers, there are so many Kubernetes containers, container apps, all containers in total. So it is, if you are saying there's a NVIDIA GPU based VMI, virtual machine interface. So it is there, right? Docker, it is there. FI, load balancer, it is there. Datadog cluster extension, it is there, right? Whatever you want, you can create. Now you can see computing 5229 services. SUSE Linux, container registry, Ubuntu server. So whatever you want, Windows 10 machine. Let's say I want to create a Windows 10 machine for my service. How? So when I come to Azure portal and when I come to marketplace, what I want, if I want to install, let's say Windows 10 machine, I'll simply type Windows 10. See, it will give the list. See, now I want to create a Windows 10 desktop machine. Okay, virtual machine. What I'll do, I'll click on create. So out of these, what I want. So let's say I want the latest Windows 10 22H2. This is the latest one. So I'll simply click on Windows 10 22H2 and it is trying to create. Now, while creating the virtual machine, it is asking under which subscription that you want to create this. Now, similarly, under the which resource group? So it is asking the resource group also. Now I can select my resource group, right? Because I want to set it up on SOC. Let's say I want to set it up on VMRG. I want to set it up on let's say GUVVM. So I can create anywhere, wherever I want. Let's say I want to create in a SOCRG, right? Now, what is the virtual name? Virtual machine. Let's say this is test VM. Okay. Okay, there is no space for test-VM. Now, in which region? Let's say it is Central India only. Availability zone, if you want to select any availability zone, let it go. Let it it will for this is for basically you don't require into the area because that is exclusively for disaster recovery in case of some goes wrong. So what are the availability zone that you want to select? 1, 2, 3. As per that, it will charge. But anyway, you just leave it up. If you want as a test environment, if you are ready for data loss, then simply you can keep no availability zone, which means it will save your money. But if it is a production environment, it is better to choose at least one availability zone or click on general availability zone. Okay. Right. Now it is giving the image. What is the image name? Windows 10, right? And what is the size of the hard disk, CPU, RAM. So which is cost, what is the cost and all that it is giving. So it is saying that the present size is not available for Central India. So change the model. So I'm changing into the next version. So it is clearly saying that it will charge you $173 per month if you are using. Okay. If you are using this model with 4 CPU with 16 GB RAM, and it will charge you standard standard data for storage. So it is something like it will give you something like 100 GB of storage in standard. So for this it is charging 153, and after taxes and all, it will charge you 173. It is not even adding licenses of Windows 10. It will add, if you wanna bring up the, if you want to change and bring you their licenses, so it will even added more. Okay, now give the username. Let's say the username is, let's say, test, not test. I'm doing something like, oh, tiger, and the password is, let's say, right? I have given the password also, tiger password. So now you will get a RDP on this particular port and confirm. Yes. Now disks. So it is asking me disk size. By default, it is saying 127 GB. If you want to change, if you want to change it to any version, it will also change the price. Let's say if I change it to 1 TB, see, it will charge 288. Changing, right? So I don't want to use 1 TB. I will only use the image default. Okay. Now go next. Simply rest everything you don't want, just go to review. As that is a startup, I'm just going directly review. Okay. The basic things and going review and create. So everything is validated. Now you need to create. So it takes some time. So if you are using this particular service, it will charge you at this price, 0.21 USD per hour. That is every day, that is an additional price. So it will get deployed. The VM will come soon here. See, it is created. If you see under the SOCRG, you will go and see there's nothing, right? But once it is green, you can see you will find something over here. One VM will be available. See, it started. Test VM IP, test VM NSG. There are some resources are getting created automatically. Once it is fully ready, the VM will be shown. It is still under deployment. But now the concern is creating of this. Now I want to give permissions to SOCRG, permissions give to admin group only. Let's say it will happen, right? It will happen on its own. We'll see that later. So now we have a SOCRG and there are some resources, right? There are some resources. Now we have a user group. In the enter ID, we have a user group. Let's say in the user groups, I have, let's say, Hemant, Kalyan, everyone is there. And if you see my user group, there is a SOC admin group. Okay, consider there is a SOC admin group and there are 2 users. Okay. Right now, Laksh and Pradeep is there. Now, if I log in as a Laksh, do I able to see anything? Let's say, as there is no services attached to him, now I'm again logging with a Laksh. Laksh @ SNTL 0225, because I know the mod entire thing on Microsoft.com. right? And the password is this. Okay. Right. Sign in. Now you can see, as I have not allotted anything to Laksh. It is another thing. At least it requires some 2 minutes to set up. Just give me a minute. This is another issue, right? Just in a minute. Authenticator app. Yes. Next. I completed that activity, authenticator activity in my phone. It is done, right? Now you can see the Laksh will not have any services. Now you can see when his resource groups, do you have anything with him? So resource groups, see, not this, resource groups. See, when I click resource group, he don't have any resource group, right? See, because we have not given anything allotted to him. There's nothing is available. He's saying, see, please provide info. There's nothing is there. Because in the resource group, there is nothing. I have not allotted anything. Now what I'll do, as he is a part of the SOC admin group, I will allot the services to SOC admin group so that he can able to see these resources. Like I want to allot the resource to admin group directly, so that whoever the member of the admin group, like Laksh, Pradeep, or who else? I think Laksh and Pradeep, right? Laksh and Pradeep will have licenses in their environment. Okay, they can able to see. Let us see will it possible or not. Now further what I'll do, I'll go to my resource groups. In the resource group, what is our resource group? That is our SOC resource group, right? See. Now SOC resource group is ready. Now there is an option called access control. I said, right? If you want to give any permission to anyone, where you need to go? You need to go to click on the right? So it is under deployment. Let the deployment happens. No worry. It takes some time, sometimes 4 to 5 minutes. So is there. So now I want to assign the roles. I want to assign the roles. See. So there are default roles are there. There are some, you can say roles are, you can have privilege administrator roles. I have 2 roles. So I want to give, let's say, job functional role is there, right? So there are different roles you have. Okay. So now what I want to do, owner is, let's say, Sentinel level 3, right? Sentinel level 3. Now I want to add this. I want to add a role assignment. Okay. I want to add a role assignment. To whom? To the entire SOC admin group. Now, whoever the member of the SOC admin group, he will have a, so what he will be, let's say I want to make him administrator, contributor. See, I want to make him a contributor. I am selecting contributor option, going next. Now I want to add the user or a group who is the member of, sorry, who will access that particular contribution role. Now I'll select the members here, user or a group. So when I select the member, the list will come here. Either I can select the individual users or I can also select the group. See. So if I select individual user Lux, he will only get the permissions, the others will not get the permissions, right? But what I want entire admin group will get the admission. So what I'm selecting entire admin group, and also only other than admin group, only the sentinel, sorry, Shogini will have the permissions except the admin group. See, there are so many people. Hemant will not get, Kalyan will not get, and or who else? Varalakshmi will not get, but Shogini will get, because I am giving whoever the member of admin group. Now, who is the admin group member? Pradeep and Laksh. Of course, they will get. And also over and above, I can also select any user that I want to give it personally. So the Shogini is there, so I can give it to Shogini. Right? Now I can simply select this. Now, what is the meaning of this? Now I am giving the role access. What role access? Contribution role access to SOC admin as well as Shogini. Now go next, review and assign. It will check and confirm. Now once the role is assigned, now see there is a contributor role and there is a Shogini and admin group is there. So and these people are authorized to see which resources now, which resources they can able to see. SOCRG, right? Because I have given the permission on SOCRG only. Now let us see whether the SOC admin group member and Shogini can able to see or not. Now, as I have already logged in the other group member, see, this is a Laksh, right? You can see Laksh. So now, as there is no resource group, it is not. Just refresh it. Let's see. When you refresh, you can see that he will have a. Wait a while. See, it is still running. So when you wait for some time, it will show you that particular group area. See, Laksh now is able to see the SOCRG because he is a contributor now. SOC admin group, he is also getting the internally he got it, that particular thing, right? So this is how we can create resource group and resources. Now, you similarly, when you log in with Shogini, let's say if I log in with Shogini, so you can able to even see Shogini area also, Shogini at the rate SNTL0225.onmicrosoft.com. You can see, I think it will ask, okay. What's the password? Okay, somewhere the password is missed. No worry, but anyway, you have just seen with respect to SOC admin group, right? Who is a member of the other guy. So SOC Shogini's password is not there. That's why it is not able. I am not able to show you right now. It requires some time. Okay. So this is the way you can create your groups. You can create your user groups. You can create your resource groups, and you can create your in the SOCRG. When you go SOCRG overview, you can see here now. I think that particular still it is there. It is happening. It is still in deployment. That means the VM is still taking time. Sometime it takes time. Okay. See, the VM is ready, but though it is showing here running, but when I refresh, it will go away. Okay. See, the VM is ready. Now, if you want to start, you just click on it. Okay, it's not yet created. Don't worry. See, the deployment is not fully happened. Yeah, it's done. So it is starting, right? So it is just takes time. So now it is done. So if you want to, access, see, there is an IP address here. By using this, simply copy. Otherwise, you download the, remote RDP from here. Otherwise, simply when I do something, I generally do it from here. MSTSC. Now I can able to connect to this particular machine. Okay, connect. See username password. What is my username? My username is Tiger. I just given the name Tiger, right? So somewhere you can see here that username is Tiger. Somewhere you can see. Anyway, I know the username password. I'm just giving Tiger, and the password is I. What was the password I have given? I missed out. I forgot. If you wanna see, you can see here. There will be one user. You can reset the password. I have given some password. I missed out. I think. Wait a while. Yeah. Yeah, our member is only called Elisha Hemant is called. No worry. So it is all about for the day. So I will show you. Don't worry. This we will see in tomorrow's session. I will show you how the VM works and all. Don't worry. Okay. So I forget the password. We'll discuss on this and the rest. And even tomorrow we'll see how to set up our. Elisha has created already. Hemant has created already one test VM. He will show and we will discuss on this. Okay, that will be very great, right? So we will set up Hemant's account in tomorrow's session so that we can see in a real time. He will present his mission so that we can see. Okay, that will be very great. Hemant, if I am not wrong, yeah, that works a lot, is it? And everyone can see. No worry. Okay. Yes, yes. Okay, guys, then that's all for the day. We'll see once again account installation and account setup in tomorrow's session under Hemant's account. Okay. Thank you so much. That's all for the day. We'll meet on tomorrow's session. Thank you. Bye bye. Have a nice day. Yep. Yeah. Thank you all. Guys, please do join. It's still just I got in, uh, confirmation that people are still not yet joined. Please, it's a small request to individual. So if you don't join, I can't provide you, documentation and further activities. So it is an individual responsibility. Join and get the documentation and all within the stipulated time. And it is our small request. Please do join immediately so that you people can, avail all the, requirements of yours. Okay. Thank you so much. That's all for the day. Bye bye.